There's certain symbols that are immediately recognizable as British. Big Ben, the royal family, and of course, Jaguar.
Jaguar is a company that builds beautiful fast cars.
Mike O'Driscoll is the managing director of Jaguar, and he's quoting the modern interpretation of Jaguar's classic attributes of grace, pace, and space.
It's a group of people dedicated to building cars that are stylish, that are sophisticated, cars that are original, cars we believe aren't a copy of anything.
And as classic as these Jaguars are, you might be surprised to know that Jaguar wasn't always called Jaguar, and the British luxury car manufacturer didn't even start out as a car company.
This is a terrific year for Jaguar. It's our 75th anniversary. Jaguar was formed in 1922 by a 21-year-old, William Lyons. It was formed as Swallow sidecars, but in 1935 he was looking for a name that would capture the elegance, the sophistication, the style, and the power of the cars he was building, and he chose the animal, Jaguar. And it's such a great name. It really captures what we've been building over these years.
During the post-war years, the Jaguar brand grew from a cuddly kitten to a feline predator.
We made our name in the 1950s and 1960s, building sporting cars, modern cars, cars like the C-Type and D-Type that won at Le Mans, the 24-hour race, 5 times in the 50s. Cars like the E-Type in 1961, that car, in so many ways, defined a whole generation.
During the 60s, Jaguar started building some of the most beautiful cars to ever touch tarmac.
I've always believed that Jaguars stand apart, and we believe we make some of the most beautiful cars. In fact, don't rely on what I say. Enzo Ferrari himself called the E-Type the most beautiful car that had ever been built.
Like all great beauties, Jaguar had its flaws, but she had no trouble getting married. The first spouse was a rich American. Jaguar was purchased by Ford in 1990. It became part of the Premier Automotive Group, or PAG, which was seen as a luxury division of the Blue Oval. Ford even built PAG its own headquarters in Irvine, California, to house Jaguar and the other upscale brands, including Lincoln, Mercury, Aston Martin, Land Rover, and Volvo. Jaguar and Land Rover were among the brands put up for sale by Alan Mulally after he took the helm of Ford and tried to steady the sputtering automotive giant. Now, there's some Bengal in the cat. Jaguar was purchased in 2008 by India's Tata Motors along with Land Rover. The 2011 Jaguar XJ is the first totally new Jaguar launched under the ownership of the corporate giant of the former British colony.
I think you're going to be surprised with the new XJ. The XJ silhouette remained the same for about 40 years. The all-new XJ is a radical departure in so many ways. And of course the XJ was the quintessential Jaguar. It's a car you expect to be refined, to be smooth, to be comfortable, and this car's all that. But it's also a car with such distinctive styling, it stands out on the road, but it also has absolutely terrific performance, great handling, great refinement, and it's a combination that frankly I think everybody will find really interesting.
But what about alienating frequent flyers?
Well, I have terrific responsibility for the heritage. Not only am I managing director at Jaguar, I'm also chairman of the Jaguar Heritage, which is our charitable trust that manages our museum. We have more than 100 cars in that collection, cars dating back to the Swallow sidecar, of course, from the 20s. And cars through the modern sports cars and race cars that we built through the years. So I take my responsibility as chairman of Jaguar Heritage very seriously. 2010 is the 75th anniversary of Jaguar, but it's about 75 years of looking forward, and we're looking forward now as we remake Jaguar, revitalise the company. And I think in the new lineup, the XF, the XK and the all-new XJ, we've got a terrific range of cars, cars that are stylish, cars that have great performance, cars that are modern, and cars that I think have such great originality.
Oh, and one more thing. As an American, I'm always curious, how do you pronounce the name of the company without sounding like either a rube or a snob? Is it Jaguar or Jaguar?
Well, I learnt a long time ago that you can say it any way you like if you write a check.
First, it was owned by the British, then the Americans, now the Indians. While most cats are said to have 9 lives, Current devotees of Jaguar hope the third one's the charm. I'm Grant Winter reporting from the Goodwood Festival of Speed outside Chichester, England.